I'm Barry Trammell, and I'm like everyone else. I'm all excited about Russell Westbrook and Kevin Durant playing in the World Championships. But I don't think it's necessarily the best thing for the Thunder.
Yeah, it may not be. These guys are going to come back tired. What does that mean for the Thunder? From the Opupco Studios in Oklahoma City, you're watching the Press Row. I'm Jenny Carlson. Barry, Thunder, the only team with 2 players on this World Championship team. Could have been 3 if Jeff Green would have hung on there. But when you've got 2 guys playing this much basketball in the offseason, might come back to haunt this team a little bit.
Well, I think it's potential for problems. Now, the good news is Durant and Westbrook are 23 and 21 years old, which means they've got 23 and 21-year-old legs. So they're not going to be worn out by November. They're not going to be worn out by January. But if this season goes as Thunder fans and Thunder brass hopes, which is deep into the playoffs, goes into May, last half of May, that's going to be a lot of months back to back playing basketball for those 2 guys. The mental fatigue could wear on them as much as anything. That's something they might not be used to. Now, these guys play basketball all the time. That's not the problem. In their off season, they play basketball. And then when they go home to clown around, they go play basketball to relieve the stress. But the mental fatigue, always in games, always in competition, always in practice, that's going to be new to them. And so I think it's probably going to take them a year or 2 of this kind of calendar to adjust and know how to handle it. And I think it's a potential problem come next spring for the Thunder.
Well, I think the thing that the Thunder is going to have to be obviously conscious of with these guys is early in the season, taking the times that they can maybe rest Russell Westbrook or rest Kevin Durant, put them on the bench for a little more extended period than they might otherwise. Get them back, get them healthy and maybe not healthy, but get their legs back under them, which I think is going to be important. And, give them a chance to just be and not have to be in the flow of the game so much. I think managing that is going to be important, that playing time early. Because overall, I think it's great that they get this extra experience. It's a whole other level. It's a whole other challenge. I think in the end, you're glad that this is happening to your players, but you got to manage it right when they come back.
Well, most definitely. And here's the thing about from a wide scale view, it's great that the Thunder has 2 young stars. You'd a lot rather have talent that's worthy of being on the national team than talent that's not worthy. The teams that don't have guys here are one of 2 things. They don't have much talent, or they've got the established superstars that sit out the U.S. national team in non-Olympic years, the Kobe, the LeBrons, that crowd. So it's all it's all good in terms of what it does for the future of this team. I'm just saying, whatever advice they can get from other pros, whatever methods they can get to make sure that they don't have burnout, would really benefit. I think it could be something they'd have to take a look at with this team next season.
Well, and I think this is going to be an ongoing issue because I don't see Kevin Durant or Russell Westbrook being off the national team much in the next few years. I mean, you may not see both of them be Olympians for the 2012 games, but I think Kevin Durant's a pretty good likelihood for 2012, and he's a big star in Mike Krzyzewski's mind. And as far as everyone knows, Coach K is the guy for the short term and maybe long term for this national team. So Kevin Durant's going to have a lot more off seasons when he's playing international basketball. And Russell Westbrook, don't be surprised if he's a guy, maybe not for this Olympics, but for years after that, you see him pop up on World Championship teams, maybe that 2016 Olympic team. This is going to be an issue that they're going to face. Like you said, it's a good problem to have in the long term. Just make sure you manage it right in the short term so your team can benefit from it in the here, now, and in the later. Hey, stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.